Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection for Game Week 3 and any other potential transfers that I'm going to be making. Of course, already have made one. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, what are your Game Week 3 teams looking like, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, in goal we do have Henderson, who has Chelsea away. Not really an ideal fixture, and obviously Palace haven't been too good in the Premier League in the first two game weeks, but obviously in the cup game last night, they absolutely smashed it. Henderson went and got the clean sheet. Eze went and got a goal and an assist or something like that. So hopefully that can be brought into the Chelsea game and they can finally get me some returns, because as of right now, my Palace players have not really been doing me a justice at all. But obviously after the Chelsea game, they do have Leicester at home, which I'm very much happy about keeping them for. Either way, Game Week 4 is going to be an interesting one because a lot of people are going to be wildcarding because they want to be bringing Salah in and stuff like that, because obviously the Liverpool fixtures are really, really good, and obviously the Arsenal fixtures aren't as good. So that's why there's going to be some chopping and changing between teams, and a lot of wild cards will be played. But obviously I do kind of want to keep my Palace players for those fixtures. But either way, Henderson, who's got Chelsea away. At the back, we do have Trent, who's got Man United away, Robinson, who's got Ipswich away, and then Pedro Porro, who's got Newcastle away. Now, I do have on my bench Johnson, who's obviously an Ipswich player. Could play him. He's got Fulham at home, but I feel like that's just not really the smartest thing to do because I have 3 Fulham players. So if I want the Fulham players to do well, then Johnson's probably not going to do well. So I think I'm just going to back Fulham in this fixture. It's Ipswich away. I mean, they looked really, really decent, to be fair, against Liverpool at home. So hopefully they don't bring that into the Fulham game, because I do need my Fulham players to return. But yeah, Robinson with Ipswich away is an okay fixture. I'm going to be playing him in this fixture. It's not something that I'm going to be like worried too much about. Trent with Man United away. These games can honestly go either way. Liverpool absolutely smash them, or United pull out a really weird win out of nowhere. So that could go either way. But yeah, I'm still kind of waiting for some sort of attacking return from Trent. He has got 2 clean sheets, a couple of bonus points in the first fixture. So hopefully he can get something against United. And then yeah, Porro, I'm not really too happy about playing Porro against Newcastle away. My ideal replacement was originally going to be Ben Mee, who's got Southampton at home this week. But since he's not first choice now, he's just going to rot on my bench. So he's just going to be deadwood. I'll get rid of him when the wild card kind of comes in. But yeah, I'm just going to have to play Porro with Newcastle. But at the same time, Porro gets into such attacking positions. I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet at all in this fixture. But at the same time, I don't think Trent's going to keep a clean sheet either. I'm just kind of playing them for their attacking potential and the fact that I've got nobody else to play. It's just nice having, 3 fullbacks that hopefully could get an assist or 2 in this game week. And that's all I can really hope for, because I don't think any of them will keep a clean sheet, really. I think Ipswich will score against Fulham as well, because like I say, they did look really good in that first game week. So that's the back line, and the goalkeeper doesn't really look ideal at all. I mean, they're all away fixtures, tough fixtures as well, so I'm not really expecting any kind of clean sheets this week from the back line or the goalkeeper. But either way, those are the defenders and the goalkeeper. In midfield, we've got Diogo Jota, who's got Man United away, Eze, who's got Chelsea away, Smith Rowe, who's got Ipswich away, and then Saka, who's got Brighton at home. So yeah, it doesn't really get better. The midfield still doesn't really look that good. Obviously, Jota and Eze with 2 away fixtures, just as we've gone over. But the news that Darwin Núñez is wanting apparently to leave Liverpool and kind of been made contact with by other clubs and stuff really helps Jota's minutes, because if Núñez goes, like, who else are they really going to be playing up front for Liverpool? There's not, like, obviously Gakpo can play on the wing, Diaz can play on the wing, but they're not really out-and-out strikers where Diogo Jota can play. So if Núñez does go, then Jota's minutes just skyrocket even more, and he becomes even better as an option. And if that is going to be something that happens before the transfer window ends, probably just going to keep Jota, and then just, yeah, obviously having Salah as well would be great, but it's not like something that I'd have to immediately kind of sort out. And then, yeah, Eze, a lot of people are selling him. I don't know if he has gone down in price yet. He hasn't gone down yet. He is still 7 mil. He's looking like he's going to be dropping in price before the deadline. I don't really know why. He's been very, very unlucky not to return. He hit the crossbar in Game Week 2. He had a disallowed goal, which should have stood in Game Week 1. If those 2 things go the other way, then he's probably close to a price rise. It's just one of those things that happens. Fine margins, but I'm absolutely not going to be getting rid of Eze at all. Chelsea don't look great at the back, so it's definitely something that Eze can can I guess flourishing. And as well as that, after that they've got the Leicester at home fixture as well, so I definitely want to keep him for that too. Smith Rowe with Ipswich away. Again, a bit of a benching dilemma this week because obviously I can play Rodgers, who's on my bench, so that's something that I'm kind of a little bit torn about. But at the same time, I've gone Smith Rowe at the moment, but I'm not completely locked in with that. But yeah, obviously he did play very, very well in the last game week and did score that goal, got a big fat 10 points for me. And then Saka with Brighton at home, a very nice fixture for Arsenal. But Brighton have looked really, really good. So Arsenal keeping that clean sheet against Villa, I feel like they were a little bit lucky. Obviously, Watkins missed a couple of big chances. Ray made some really, really good saves. On another day, they concede 2 or so in that fixture, and then suddenly the Arsenal assets are a little bit less good. But obviously, Brighton at home, still a solid fixture, even though Brighton have obviously been really, really good this season so far. So that's the midfield. And then up top, we've got Muniz, who's got Ipswich away, Haaland, who's got West Ham away, who is my current captain, and then we also have Isak, who's got Tottenham at home. So yeah, all in all, that the team doesn't look that good on paper to me. It looked a lot better in game week 2. All home fixtures pretty much, and they all had like really good fixtures as well. Now it's completely the opposite. The only home fixtures I have are Isak, who's got Spurs at home, and then Saka, who's got Brighton at home. But obviously I've got Isak playing Porro, so if one of them does well, the other one probably isn't going to do well, because obviously if Isak scores, then it hurts Porro's potential. If Porro keeps a clean sheet, it means that Isak's basically getting nothing. So I never like playing attacking players against my defensive players, but there's just nothing else I can really do, because even if I were to play Johnson, who's obviously got Fulham at home, he'd still be playing against my striker, who is Muniz, who's got Ipswich away. That's why Ben Mee would have been perfect for Southampton at home. I don't know why he's been dropped. If you're a Brentford fan, maybe you know. But I felt like he always played really, really well for Brentford, so I was very shocked to see him just not playing. I could play him on the off chance that he starts, but he may make an appearance, because he did that in game week 1, I believe. He did come off the bench when they were like winning. Yeah, he came on for 1 minute. So it's just not really worth it. I may as well just play Porro, who is going to get 90 and has a lot more attacking potential. Because, yeah, the bench is obviously Ward with Villa at home, Rodgers, who's got Leicester away, Johnson with Fulham at home, and then Ben Mee with Southampton at home. In my opinion, the team is definitely wildcardable, 100%, because I could bring Palmer in, I could bring sort my defence out as well with Ben Mee and stuff like that. But at the same time, it doesn't look great this week, but I don't think it needs that wild card. Game week 4 is obviously a much better time to wildcard, and if I did wildcard in 4, I would keep Eze. I'd get rid of Henderson, but I'd definitely keep Eze with that Leicester at home fixture, and then obviously just change him to maybe a Brian and Mbumo or something like that later down the line. So yeah, that's where I'm kind of looking at. I think I'm more so pushing towards a game week 4 wildcard than the game week 3 wildcard. I think I'm just going to roll with it this week, and then just see what happens, and then get rid of like Saka and stuff, bring Salah in for game week 4. Maybe just keep Diogo Jota, obviously, if Darwin Núñez goes, because then that'll allow me to bring in Palmer, and then obviously still have like Haaland and Trent and stuff. So there's a lot of things that I kind of need to wait for to happen, really, and especially the transfer window ending as well. Obviously, we've got international break coming too, so that's a big kind of, I guess, positive to play the wild card around that time, because you've got, if there's any potential injuries and stuff on international duty, then you can just sort that out with a wild card. Whereas if you don't have a wild card and, you know, a couple of players get injured, then you're kind of in a bad situation. So I always prefer wild carding in an international break, because it just gives you that time for like price rises and obviously, you know, potential injuries and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how the team's kind of looking at the moment. If we go into my transfers, as you can see, I've already made one this week. I've got no free transfers left. I did make the transfer from Nkunku down to Rodgers just because of the price, and I knew that Rodgers was going to go up. I knew that Nkunku was going to go down. So right there, I've kind of saved 0.2 just by going early, and that's the difference between like certain players and stuff, and that's why I don't like going early on transfers. But this season so far, I've made very early transfers both weeks, so I don't want to be doing that anymore. But there's just always a massive fire to put out, and there's still fires to put out in my team as well. Like Ben Mee, I would love to get rid of this week and have a different Brentford player, but like I say, I should have probably just done a little bit more research at the start of the season and on which Brentford players were going to be starting. But I don't know, I just thought with his track record, I thought it was guaranteed to start. That would have really helped me this week, because I would have played him over Porro, and then that would have just kind of maximised the potential for like Isak and stuff. And obviously, the last couple of Newcastle fixtures against Spurs have been really, really positive in terms of Isak. But even Isak's on the kind of crisp of a price drop as well. A lot of people are kind of lost faith in him, and you know, it's fair enough. They don't have the greatest fixtures. Like a game week 4 wildcard, I'd definitely get rid of Isak. I wouldn't keep him at all, because I mean, Wolves away is a good fixture, but then they've got Fulham. I mean, City. I don't know. I just don't really I don't really back the Newcastle players at the moment. They just don't look as good as they were last season. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to be making another transfer this week. If I were, it'd be obviously for a -4, and I just don't really know who else I'd bring in. Maybe I'd bring in like Palmer or something for Saka, but that just seems like a very, very sideways transfer. I'd love Palmer in this team, but I'm not going to be getting rid of Saka for him. If I was going to do anything, yeah, it'd be maybe to get rid of Ben Mee just for a better defender. But I never really like taking a hit for a defensive transfer, especially if I'm going to wildcard in game week 4. It just makes absolutely no sense to take a hit because I'll just be bringing in players for free next week regardless. So that's kind of where we're looking at. Like I say, the only, I guess, big decision I've got to make this week is whether to play Rodgers or Smith Rowe. Obviously, Rodgers looks really, really good in the last couple of game weeks. He's been a 90-minute man in both of those weeks. I think he's just going to be a bit of a massive bargain this season, and jumping on him early, just like Cole Palmer last season, I think is going to warrant really good results, especially with the fixtures that they've got coming up as well. A little bit silly not to have him in your team. If you're on wildcard, then I feel like he's got to be a staple because he's such a good enabler, and I think he's going to pop off this season. He looks like a really good player. So this is what the team currently looks like. Obviously, you know, like I say, we'll do the deadline stream and everything this week, and we'll make the final decisions in that. But yeah, I really don't like the way the team's looking this week, but there's not too much you can do about it. I'm just going to have to hope that all of these players do well away from home, really. That's all I can really hope for. But either way, if you enjoyed the video, please do drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Leave a comment. What are your game week 3 teams looking like? What transfers you're thinking of making? Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. It's everything from me. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.